I mean, I would say Rika is almost kind of our main antagonist for this part. Because you got this guy who is obviously going to be our main antagonist later on. But right now, the main focus of, I guess, the writers is just trying to get these kids to come together. But Rika's the big problem. She hates these two other jerks, and she thinks she's the best and doesn't need anyone else. So yeah, her standoffish behavior is kind of the main antagonist for these first couple episodes. Because it's all character development. It's all trying to set up characters. I can't stress that enough. And seeing how that's the case, I'm just not going to even summarize the next couple episodes. And I'm going to summarize all the characters. Because really, it's almost been 15 minutes and I'm only 3 episodes in. And we haven't even met all the characters yet. We've got like 6 other characters that have some sort of importance to the story to meet. So here are my real quick character and relationship summaries that were explained in the next couple of episodes. Okay, so like I said, Takato is like some socially awkward kid who loves Digimon. When the show focuses on him, it's mainly focusing on his journey to be a better Digimon tamer because he's like really new to the whole real-life Digimon thing, and also Guilmon has the mental capacity of an infant, so he's got that to deal with. And you see them just become friends over time. And then you got Takato's parents who kind of play a role in his emotional development later on. I'll just set it up now. They run a bake shop, and they're just, yeah, they're pretty cool, I guess. Then you got Henry, whose main focus is, I guess, trying to figure out why Digimon are here, or trying to be less of it. No, he's trying to be more of a pacifist. But at the same time, the show's trying to teach him when it's appropriate to fight. Honestly, I think Henry got kind of the short end of the stick in these first couple episodes when it comes to character development. But he's got Terriermon over here, who is like a comic relief character, and they've got a similar relationship to Joe and Gomamon, where Joe is like the serious character just like Henry is, and Gomamon is like really goofy and wacky just like Terriermon, except I think it's a little better because, I don't know, to me Terriermon's just funnier, and Joe and Henry are kind of similar but at the same time very different in their characterization, but I'll get more into that later. He's got a little sister named Susie who kind of becomes a thing later. She also has the worst dub voice in the whole season. It's just terrible and fake, but I think it's kind of funny, 1, because it is just so bad, and 2, because the voice kind of reminds me of that Sailor Moon parody that the animator Spaz Kid did.
Nummy, nummy, delicious milk. Oopsie, will spill. Let's clean you up. And now it's time for potty.
I think he's breaking up with someone. Wait, whose boyfriend is he again? I don't fucking know.
And then you got his parents, where he's got like a stepmom and a computer dad. And then you got the best character ever, Rika, and her Digimon partner, Renamon. Rika is, to borrow the show's terminology, an ice queen. She and Renamon share the same goal to be the strongest Digimon tamer team ever, I guess. And Rika believes that like no Digimon is actually real, rather they're all just like parts of a game and they don't have any feelings or emotions. And that's kind of why she looks down upon Henry and Takato, because she sees them as like very naive and not real players in what she sees as a highly competitive game. And Renamon doesn't really care because she's getting more powerful because of Rika's brutality. They originally see each other as nothing more than just tools for their own personal gain, but as the show goes on, they become like more friends, even though they don't admit it for a while. And as you can imagine, as the show goes on and more powerful foes start showing up, they become more regular parts of the group. And also, Rika has a neglectful supermodel of a mom and is largely raised by her grandmother, and her dad is nowhere to be seen in the season. I already explained Kenta and Kazu. Jerry's main thing in these first couple episodes is to set her up as a character and also to try to set up a possible relationship between her and Takato. Calamon is just this cute thing that hops around and may be important, but it's not really explained how he's important yet. Then you got Impmon. He's kind of an antagonist. He's just this puny little weak Digimon that pretends he's really strong, likes to cause problems, and just tries to bully Guilmon. He also hates all humans. And then you've got all of Hypnos. which is a government agency that is pretty much run by our villain here, Yamaki. He's the guy in the suit that keeps being shot ominously with his lighter and sunglasses. Anyway, he and his two computer babes, one of them is named Riley, are tasked with trying to keep Digimon from entering the human world, because it's become a real big problem. Also, trying to keep Digimon kind of under wraps. I don't know, he's shown not to be very good at his job. And he's also apparently planning to destroy all the Digimon because he hates them and he thinks he's gonna save humanity. I don't know, he barely interacts with the heroes during the first part of this story because he's busy working on his own plans. So that's all like the character stuff. But they also set up some other things, such as this mist that surrounds Digimon when they enter the human world. That's this sort of like, I almost want to call it's a buffering mist. Because it's kind of like the Digimon is loading itself into the human world, so it can't exit this misty area, and depending on the size and strength of the Digimon, you get different mist sizes. Now you may be wondering, why are all these Digimon coming into the human world? Well, from what I can discern, it's to become stronger and to find a way to digivolve. Because this season takes digivolving very seriously. Like, that is the motivation for a lot of these Digimon. In fact, that is one of Rika's main motivations for fighting so much, is she wants Renamon to digivolve. But digivolving is actually treated as almost somewhat of a bad thing. Because when Terriermon and Guilmon first digivolve, they kind of go a little crazy. And also, they can't control when the Digimon go back to normal or rookie level, which makes it a little harder to keep your Digimon a secret from the rest of society. I mean, a 4-foot Digimon, that's pretty easy, you know, to hide. But a 9-foot tall dragon with a mullet, just get out of here with that garbage. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that because I think it's interesting how they kind of changed digivolving into almost kind of a double-edged sword. Because yeah, your Digimon's stronger, but it makes him more likely to be found out by the government and thus taken away from you and possibly exterminated. Also on a side note, Digimon only digivolve whenever Calamon's around and his little red triangle starts glowing. So that's like obviously setting up for something. But anyway, I'm just going to fast forward to like the second half of the first arc because that's when more plot stuff starts happening, and at this point like all the basic character setup has been set and we have like a full group of kids now. So anyway, 13 episodes in, Yamaki finally makes a move against the heroes. Well, it's not against them specifically, it's actually just rather against all Digimon in general, but the heroes fall in that category of victims. So his plan is to use this giant computer system thing called the Juggernaut. And how I think it's supposed to work is that it basically acts as a magnet to Digimon, and it sucks all the Digimon in the real world into it, and then it destroys them. But also, from what I can remember, it also is supposed to destroy the digital world itself, thus exterminating Digimon permanently. So yeah, genocide. This is a thing in Digimon now. So yeah, Yamaki just starts up his final solution machine, and it kinda works, but then backfires horribly. You see, it kills a couple Digimon, but what it ends up doing is it ends up shattering the barrier between the human world and digital world, allowing stronger Digimon to come through the void. And these Digimon are called the Devas. They are Digimon that serve this all-powerful Digimon called the Sovereign. And they've been sent to Earth with the specific task of either enslaving or destroying humanity. Yamaki does not take this revelation well.
I never should have allowed children to interact with Digimon! What was I thinking? You...
Yeah, me. What do you want?
It's your fault!
Huh? Leave him alone!
You're not worth it.
Hey!
So he wanders off. He's not out of the story. He's still one of the main villains, but he's just pissed off right now. But for the rest of the arc, we're mainly focused on fighting Devas. But that's not all we're doing in this arc, because a couple other things happen. First off, Takato decides to tell Kenta and Kazu and Jerry that Guilmon exists, and this leads to a kind of like power struggle between Henry and Rika versus Kenta and Kazu. Because the argument that Rika and Henry are pushing forward is that because of the fact that new super powerful Digimon are coming through the newly opened void between the human and digital world, we should probably be in constant contact with each other, and we should also probably start training a bit so that we don't get utterly murdered by the new Digimon. While Kento and Kazu's main argument is, Takato, let's go push Guilmon around in a shopping cart. Come on, it'll be fun. And Takato's just like, well, how could I say no to the shopping cart? And also, I think he's doing it to maybe impress Jerry to push forward that relationship. But anyway, what other plot stuff happens during this first arc?